that I
This
just
is
met today.
Teresa Rossiello with the Green Party.
Hi. First, thank you. I thank you everyone for coming out on this Saturday afternoon. I'm sure you'd rather be doing something else in this weather. I'm quite, to be honestly, overwhelmed with the emotion that you guys have shared with us. And I can really hear in your voices how hurt, it's the hurt and the pain of so many of you that are living here, that are feeling that you've been shafted by TransLink, that you really haven't been heard, that you're continually basically pat on the head and go, yeah. And this is just, it's clearly not good enough. You guys deserve the respect. You deserve to be fully heard. You deserve to be heard in any sort of transportation plan that is happening, whether it be buses or gondolas, anything that comes out. You're here, you're living it, this is your neighborhood. I did used to live right across the street in Simon Fraser Village, so I've lived here. I know what this mountain means. I still live at the bottom of it. The conservation area is so important to me and my family. It's been our solace through COVID, being able to access that and how important that is. I see the coyotes running, by my yard, so I know the wildlife is there, and the bear that went through the alley. So I know the wildlife is there, and I know how important it is to protect those things. And I just want to say thank you, and thank you for Janessa about the safety, the wind, something I never even thought about, quite honestly. A lot of this information that you guys have shared today is stuff I never thought about, that danger around the wind, and Glenn around the trees and how many trees could be cut. Again, that's the wind, and we know those winds are going to get worse due to climate change. This is something that has to be thought about that I didn't think. Jim, I don't know if you're gone. You are. I could just hear the pain that he had, and it was heartbreaking to me, that stress, and and then and Brian sharing like I said, the importance of protecting our Bernie Mountain Conservatory area. It's so special. How many cities get to have something like that in the middle of it? And I want to protect it for myself as much as I want it, and my children, as much as I want to protect it for my neighbors and my friends who do enjoy this every single day. And these are such important concerns that I'm so honored that you guys gave us the time to share these with us. And I just really want to say that I will fight for you all. I will fight tooth and nail to make sure that you guys get what you deserve and what you need. Thanks.
Thank you.
Allison Gu from the Burnaby Citizens Association.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for taking the time to, like Teresa just said, put your heart on your sleeve and share with us how scared you are and how serious this project has and the widespread implications that it has. One of the key tenets of why I'm running is climate justice. And when I say that, climate justice to me means making sure that projects that are supposed to be environmentally sustainable don't do things to communities like what this gondola would do to this community. And it means protecting people, and it means being fiscally responsible, but it also means making sure that we don't take the value of a dollar over the value of a life. And
Yes.
when I say that the BCA is going to fight against this project, I mean that we're going to work with our provincial counterparts, because we know that it's TransLink and the province which are ultimately in charge of it. And you need somebody who knows how to convince people on these projects. When I was in the summer, I lobbied against the TMX pipeline, and in 2017 I biked from Ottawa to Burnaby at the TMX pipeline. So I know that struggle. But in the previous summer, I lobbied an NDP MLA on the TMX pipeline and how the environmental and safety considerations weren't stringent enough, and where the provincial NDP had room to make changes and make improvements. And then that same NDP MLA hired me. So we need people who know how to work with the folks who are going to be in charge. Ultimately, the city council, only based on jurisdiction, only has the control over routes. But we need to make sure that your safety considerations are not just addressed in the sense of them making small adjustments to the project, but that they are consultations done in good faith so that when they see that your safety concerns cannot be addressed by making small changes to the project, that goes into the consideration of whether or not the project goes through. And on GHG emissions, again, like I said, no sustainability project should ever come at the risk of communities and at the risk of safety and well-being. But also, if we were to put that same money into alternative ways to increase public transit throughout the province, we could convert people to get out of their cars at a much higher rate and decrease GHG emissions at a much higher rate than the same amount of money if it were to go to the gondola. So thank you again so much for taking the time and sharing all your concerns, even concerns like the fact that the gondola wouldn't be running it at a higher capacity during peak hours, which is when the biggest need is. So these small things, though anecdotal, are incredibly important in making sure that the project doesn't go through. Thank you so much.
Woo! Thank you.
Hi everyone. Thank you for having me here today to listen to your concerns. So the gondola project is a sexy project, and it basically doesn't present a very solid business case. It has a huge impact on the environment, social, and not to mention about cost. So I do not see a business case for that, and I do not understand the real reason behind it, because like you said, it was shelved before 10 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. So I think it's important for like, first of all, I mean, maybe it's the capacity, I'm guessing. So I think the first thing is to find out exactly what happened. Maybe it's the mayor is like opposing it, but does it have any impact? So first, I think it's important to find out why it was shelved in the past. And then going onward, I can see like a conflict of interest you're just mentioning about like one of the party was not really impartial in assessing the risks and safety. That's a huge concern for me. And on top of that, I really don't see it's justifiable for the environment. Like you say, it's a conservation area. It's a conservation area. So I just need to understand why this project is justifiable to spend the capital cost up front. Can we electrify the buses? Can we, like, I don't know about SkyTrain, but that's a good alternative, I think. If it's like, we have to find a practical solution. We had limited resources. So, yeah, so, but the thing is, like the Trans Mountain Pipeline, it was built in 1953 when it's a lot smaller, Burnaby. Now we are the third most populated city in BC, so why are we building it in Burnaby? Why don't, even if we had to build it, why we not like building it somewhere more remote? I don't, like, it's a gondola usually is to connect 2 points when the current situation is there's no good transportation system serving it. But I don't see any problem in that regard. So I'm convinced. And I have a background before I like Burnaby, that's why I'm running. My name is Flora Low, and I've lived here for 18 years now. I'm from Hong Kong, and before settling in Burnaby, I worked as a lawyer in Hong Kong. And in Canada, I worked in legal affairs management and compliance for listed companies. And so my training in law, arbitration, and mediation helps me understand and appreciate the importance of perspectives, compassion, and collaboration in resolving differences. And I would like to use my commitment and skills to help you bring your concern and ideas to the City Council so that we can work together to find good solutions. And yeah, I'm not convinced about this project, and if elected, you can count on me to listen, to collaborate, and to work hard for you. I'm independent candidate, so yeah, I really, if you are thinking that I may be the person to fight for you, I mean, I really need. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.